tonight. We are streaming on Instagram and we're streaming on Facebook. I am super excited. Hey, thank you for joining us. Yogu, I think 10930. What's up? Hey, you here for a testimony? I hope you guys are here for testimony night. I'm super excited, you guys. Oh man, it's been a week. It's been a week for me. Listen, Linda. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to catch up on. I am so excited to be with you guys tonight. Facebook, we're live. Instagram, we're live. I'm so excited. You guys know what time it is. It is testimony night, where you can share your testimony. Listen, it's all about participation. I have so much testimonies. I can be here forever, but I want to connect with you guys. I want you guys to come on live with me. I want you guys to share your story. I tell you guys this every Friday that listen, someone needs to hear from you. You know, as you come on the live, I think there's like a request option. Let's connect, you guys. If this pandemic haven't taught y'all anything, is that we need to stay connected. I'm super excited to be with you guys. Hey! So yes, the pages has changed a little bit. However, I wanted to go ahead and just share everything. Well, not everything, but there's so much of me that I want to go ahead and share with you guys. And so the page is now, after so much requests, and Team 100, thank you for asking for it. It's all things Josie Love. So you gonna get 100% of me. I'm here. I'm present. This year we are going to do amazing things. We are going to love on each other. We are going to support each other. Inspiration Speak Love 100 it's still here and alive. However, I just wanted to just share a little bit more of myself with you guys. As you guys know, the book is coming out, and so what other way to really just like, you know, welcome everyone into my world, all things Josie Love. I want you guys to be a part of my world as well. Listen. Tonight is testimony night. I have a testimony for you, but I really want you guys to share your testimonies. I think everyone that has been sending me their testimony through email, I love reading your stories. Since last year, you guys been rocking with me. You guys know who have sent y'all emails and y'all stories to inspirationspeaklove100@gmail.com. Thank you for sharing your stories. Listen, I don't take your stories, I don't take your testimonies for granted. I want you to come on and tell your own story. It's your story, your journey. You went through it. And so I want you to, with your voice, with your heart, you're able to write your testimony to me and share that story. Now I want you to be bold enough to come on and to share it with the world. Someone needs to hear from you, and so I need for you to come on and share your testimony with me. I do want you guys to know that yes, a lot of people have been asking and a little confused about the YouTube. It is all things Josie Love, because I'm going to share everything: inspiration, motherhood, womanhood, relationship, everything. I'm just so excited to just like really share. We are going to have a really great time on this platform. There is so much things that Margarita, hey, Stephanie, hey. There were so much topics that we haven't even touched bases on. Margaret, you know, we have discussed a few, and I just can't wait to share these topics with you guys. I can't wait to hear your input. Thank you for everyone that has been DMing me, and just like, you know, sending your ask questions. I'm gonna answer those questions, and I'm gonna go ahead and give out the tips of those questions that you guys have been answering to me or asking me. I know I'm tongue-tied, but I love you guys. So tonight is testimony night. For those of you who have logged on, if you have a testimony, we are active on this page. I want you guys to request me and let's chat a little bit. You know, I want to hear from you. You guys been rocking with me since last year, and I thank you guys. Excuse me, I'm Spain because I'm so excited. You guys have been rocking with me since last year, and I'm just so happy to be back. I'm so happy to allow love to speak, you guys. For everyone who have purchased your shirts, please, it is time. Over 200 people have purchased your Speak Love shirts, and I want you guys to share your pictures. I want to see you guys rocking your shirt. I want to see you guys send me a picture. I want to thank you by posting you on the platform. You guys, thank you so much for the love. It could not have happened without your support, you guys. So get your Speak Love shirt and speak love. You know, the world needs you to speak love. I need you to speak love. You know, a lot of people don't really understand the concept of, you know, speaking love. It's not nothing derogatory. It's nothing sexual. It's just acts of kindness. You know, what can you do for someone that would change their day? What can you say to someone that can motivate them to be great? What can you do to impact somebody else's life? That is how you speak love. It's not about, you know, actually telling someone I love you. Yes, it's beautiful and it's nice to hear. However, it's your action that speaks love. And so there's something that we all can do to someone, for someone, by someone, to speak love, to just show them that, hey, you know what? You may not see that, you may not think that I see you, but I see you. And that's so important. You know, a lot of people, you know, have, you know, DM me and email me, and when I sit down and really try to figure out, you know, the connection, we all are missing that connection of being loved. We all miss that connection of, you know, feeling love, and being accepted is a way of speaking love. And so if you see someone, if you know someone, if you know of someone that is going through it, you know, Margaret, you have been such a blessing to me. You have really just, you know, opened up your arms to me, and that is speaking love. You know, sometimes we just sit down and we say absolutely nothing to one another, and that is a form of speaking love. And so I want everyone to find something you can do, find someone you can connect with, find something and anything that can change and bring a smile to someone. You know, I talk to people all day, every day, and just a simple hello, how are you, how's your day, it goes a long way, you guys. Listen, it does. And so once again, you guys, get your gear, here he, get your gear. I think you guys, seriously, for all of you who have purchased your shirts, I really want to just thank you. Send in your shirts, you wearing your shirts. I thank you so much for just your support. On to our testimony night. Listen. I really just want to, tonight, I really honestly just want to just like get to know all the Team 100. There's so many of you that I get to talk to through DMs. Get your gear. Yes, Margaret, tell them to get your gear. Okay, Stephanie, have a testimony. My testimony is just the fact that I am here by the grace of God through all this madness and crazy COVID and the young generation killing each other. Oh yes, so just being here with my family, my kids is big. Stephanie, you are not lying. That is huge. That is a beautiful testimony, Stephanie. Thank you for sharing. She said something super powerful. We take for granted the fact to be present, you know, just being alive, going through COVID, going through and all this situation about our brothers and our sisters killing each other. Just being able to be here another second, another hour, another minute is a blessing, is huge. Stephanie, I so agree with you. Thank you for sharing your testimony. That is facts, okay? That is, you guys, we take for granted the little things of life. And Inspiration Speak Love 100, I want you guys to take a second to just realize how blessed you guys are. How blessed I am just speaking to you guys tonight in this very moment. It's a blessing to me. There's a lot of people that didn't get the opportunity, that didn't get the chance to be here. And we're here. And, you know, we don't take the time to say, you know what, I'm blessed. You know, not, she just gave me chills, because that was a bundle. That was a bundle of blessings right there that, you know, we can be here talking all night. But Stephanie, thank you. That is so true. We are blessed just by being here, just by being with our loved ones. You know, Surfside, there's a lot of people that have lost loved ones and they're no longer here. We get to have that opportunity to be with each other, to hug on each other, you know, to love on each other. You know, my sister's in a nursing home, and every day, every Sunday that I get to go and visit her, it's a blessing to be able to hold her, to touch her, to see her, you know, because a lot of people don't have that. And so that is truly a blessing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Wow, she just struck a chord in my spirit. That is a beautiful testimony, because I went through a lot of those things that she mentioned. You know, I went through COVID, you know, I went through a lot of those things. And so just to be able to connect with someone that has gone through the same things and have the same sentiment is powerful. And so, you know, just like that, you know, this is a beautiful example of how connected we truly are to each other. We may think that we're different. We may think that because I am brown, you are gold, you are, you know, white, we are different. We are not struggling with the same things. We are all struggling and going through the same thing. And just being able for her sharing her testimony with us tonight, how many of you guys were able to connect to that? Like, for real, for real. Like, how many of you guys were able to relate to what she said in her testimony? You know, it's right there on the screen. How many of you guys was able to take something that she said and was like, yeah, I feel you, sis. You know, I've been there, you know. And so that's what the platform is all about, connecting you guys with one another. You know, we are all the same. We are all going through the same. And if we really join and we become unified and supporting each other, think how powerful and how strong and how beautiful this world can be. You know, all of the killing that she spoke about. Imagine if we start loving each other, like, yo, homie, don't do that. That's not cool. You know, imagine if we start just like embracing our brothers and our sisters and, hey, you need help? Come on, I'll help you out. Imagine how much the voids we will feel in people's life. A lot of people are doing and acting, you know, erratically because there's a void. There is something that they're missing within themselves, that if they had somebody, one person to connect with them, to let them know that I see you, you know, I hear you, you know, you're not alone. You're not going through this alone, you know. Imagine how many people that we will be able to impact in the world. Margaret will tell you, now, I'm not a phone person, you know, because I can talk all night. And so she really had to, you know, teach me how, hey, you know what, Josie, hearing people's voices, you know, hearing people, you know, that you love, hearing their voices, getting that time to say, hey, how are you doing today? And that was hard for me at first. I was like, oh man, you know, like that's a time I have to take out of my schedule. But after this whole year, it's like, listen, I want to hear from you. You know, I want you to know that I care. I want you to know that, yes, I may be thinking about you. I may text you 1,000 times because I'm a texter. But I took this 10 minutes of my day to tell you that, hey, how you doing? I wanted to hear from you because you are special. Josette, thank you for joining the live. I want you to come on. She's one of our special guests. Hopefully she's going to be on the podcast. She is a, pause for a second on testimony night. She is a mom, a teacher, and she's going to teach us a little bit about home learning. You know, for those moms that, you know, I know the pandemic really taught us how to teach our children, you know, a lot. And so she's been doing it for years. And so hopefully we're going to be on the podcast. She's going to teach us some things, some moms. You know, this year school is coming in. For those of you who are going to be doing virtual again, I know I will be. So I need you guys to come and get your pens, your papers, and I need you guys to come take some notes, because she's going to teach us a couple of things that we can do with our children. We are their first teachers. We need to teach our children what they need to know, what they need to learn, the values, the principles of what's not being taught in school. You know, and she's a phenomenal person. So hopefully we'll get to be taught by Josette. But back to our testimony, our beautiful, beautiful testimony. We just need to really just like get a moment to hear from each other. You know, so that's why I encourage you guys. I motivate you guys. I'm pretty much dragging and pulling on you guys to join me online, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear your voice. I want you to know that you are not alone. I want you to know that there's somebody else that wants to hear from you as well. I've been so blessed, even in viewing other people live, that I have been fortunate to sit down and see and just learn from other people how I can connect, I can relate. There's so many platforms and there's so many things that you can learn from someone else, that if you just take the time to listen, take the time to say, hey, you know what, I want to hear what you have to say. How beautiful, how magical, and how much you will learn. A lot of people think that you're just supposed to read books. You're just supposed to go to class and go to school and enroll in, somebody's course in order to learn. Really, we learn from each other. I would rather real life experiences all day than a book, because I know this person have really gone through it. Like, when someone tells you their story, it's another level than actually just sitting down and reading it. When you get to actually get to know that person, when you get to communicate, even if it's for a 5 second, there's such a beautiful connection in just connecting with people. And so that's what I want to do. That's what we're going to do actually on this platform. So come on in, because we're going to connect with you guys tonight. Oh, Anthony, thank you for joining us on the live. Listen, you say you're going to come on the live. I need you to come on the live and share your testimony. I'm waiting for you, Anthony. Margaret, you too. Okay, I see you. I just wanted to I love you guys. Tonight, I really want to hear from you guys. So I'm waiting for you guys to just jump on the live. I'm waiting to you, like Stephanie did, type in your testimony. If you're not ready yet, I understand. It took me a while too. Type in your testimony. Let's discuss how blessed you are. Share the amazing things God have been doing in your life. Anytime, right now, the time, Anthony. But no, seriously, you guys, I really want to hear from you guys. There's so much, things that I have also. If you haven't posted, if you have not seen, we do have a YouTube page. So if you do miss the live, you can always go on the YouTube page. There's always really good, amazing videos on there. And because we have merged Inspiration Speak Love 100 and All Things Josie Love together, you are getting a bonus package YouTube page, because you get in everything Josie Love. Okay, so everything is officially, I'm sorry, I'm so excited, I need to slow down. Everything is officially united and together, like what I want us to be. And so if you miss anything, go to the YouTube page. It's All Things Josie Love. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what your testimonies. I know one body have something that they are grateful for, have something that they want to share. Even if you write it down. I was trying to go live with you, it won't allow me. Margaret, do it again. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Okay, invite. I'm still learning how to do this, you guys. I want to praise God. My oldest daughter turned 14. All right, Joseph. Praise God. A lot of people don't understand how that is a testimony in itself. There's a lot of children that have not even touched the age of 13, 14. And to be able to see your baby get to that age, it's a blessing. I didn't think I was going to hit my age. And, just reflecting on that, we don't understand how, being and seeing another year, how important that is. Seeing another day is very important. And so we thank God with you, Josette, that your daughter was able to turn 14. Happy birthday, or belated birthday. We do want to celebrate the birthdays, because that's the celebration of life. Like Stephanie said earlier, being present, being here is a celebration of life. Each day you get to be a part of life, you need to be grateful and thankful for it. Praise God, I'll be 42 in 2 weeks. Yes, Margarita! We're gonna celebrate your 42nd. Yes, God, when you do it. So I shout out to all the birthdays coming up, the birthdays that have passed. I want to celebrate you. We have to celebrate. Even with COVID, buy yourself a cake, celebrate within your home, do the YouTube celebration, be safe, but celebrate the fact that you have seen another year, you have seen another day, you're able to, become wiser. As you get older, you become wiser, you have learned so many things. God has spared you another year to be alive. And so a week. Okay, we getting the testimonies coming in. Your testimony last week. What? Your testimony last week. Okay. Through the past couple of years, your testimony has oh my God. Anthony, don't have me bawling and crying. My testimony last week has really been an inspiration to him. So you have been inspired to share. Oh my God, Anthony! So you see, listen, y'all don't understand. When I see people get it and become bold and confident within themselves and, want to do the things that they thought, couldn't be or what they were too timid to do, that makes me super excited. I want to throw some hearts for myself because I love the fact that Anthony was able. Anthony's very shy, you guys. If y'all don't know Anthony, he's very shy. Very, very shy. But he is a super duper funny, cool dude. Anthony's my guy. I literally had a life-changing event that changed my life. Can you please come on live with me, Anthony, and share that? I don't want to be telling your story. I want you to tell your story because there's a man out there that needs to hear your story, okay? If y'all don't know Anthony, y'all better get to know Anthony because Anthony is a cool dude. He will teach you a couple of things or two. He's an amazing guy, a God-fearing man, human too, because, we all have to be humanistic, And so, Anthony, come on, share your story with me. Literally saved my life, even. Literally had a life-changing event. Can you please come and share your life-changing event with us? I am eager to hear about it. He's not shy. Margaret said he's not shy. Margaret, you want to show them how unshy you are? All right, now please share. Okay, me and Joe said, have come together and concluded that Anthony needs to share that life-changing, event. My brother, come on out on the live and share your event with me. I would love to hear it, and I know all of the team members would love to hear your story. Listen, a lot of people have this concept or misconception, there you go, that Inspiration Speak Love 100 is just for women. It is not. When I get started, you guys, y'all gonna be surprised. Y'all better bring yourself together, men and women. This podcast is for everybody. We eliminate no one, okay? There gonna be some conversation that may not be children appropriate, so please, parents, have your children tucked in. But this, I do want to just leave that disclaimer because this is it may be an adult conversation every now and then, but that's the podcast. That's why you have to stay tuned for the podcast. But come on now, Anthony, where are you? Margaret laughing at Margaret. Know what I'm talking about. We have fun here on Inspiration Speak Love 100. Listen, if I did not figure out that God had a sense of humor, I would not be the person that I am. And, speaking to so many people, even in my own journey, I was so afraid. Like, I was just so afraid to, do certain things. And, people used to call me the church girl. They still do to today, but that's a compliment. However, I used to be so afraid of God. I used to be so afraid of telling my, my story until I realized that God had a sense of humor. Because certain things, Margaret would tell you, I would plan and God would just laugh at me. And so if I didn't really understand how to have a sense of humor, even in worship, I would have broken into pieces years ago. And so I want you guys to be able to laugh at yourself. I want you guys to not take yourself so seriously. If we have not learned anything in 2021, is to really, enjoy the moment that you have. Don't take yourself too serious. Don't overthink everything, because at the end of the day, God already set it out for you. He knows what you're going to do, where you're going to be, and how you're going to do it. And so instead of, overreacting, over planning, and just setting yourself pretty much for failure, because God he's going to laugh at you and say, I got this, I created this universe. I am God. And so, we have to just lean into him and laugh at ourselves every now and then and allow God to do what he's doing. But Anthony, we didn't forget you now. Come on over. We do want to hear your life-changing event. But I was saying earlier that the platform is here for men and women. I want the guys, last year we had Jeff that came on, and his story as a young entrepreneur, from homelessness to being an entrepreneur, a father of a beautiful young girl, married, living, really the American dream, or just living, the successful story. Like, I came from nothing and I am here now. It was such a powerful, testimony. I have to post that on YouTube for you guys. His testimony for young men that, think that you are forgotten. How, he was kicked out of his home. He talked about how he went to the military and, he served our country, okay? Went to the military, it didn't work out so well, and he had to come back to civilization. I think I'm saying it right, but y'all comment down below. And he had to start all over, but he did not give hope. He did not give up. He was hopeful that, something's going to come out of it. I am not an intelligent black man for no reason. Like, the things that God have given me, I cannot just leave it to waste. I cannot just throw it away. I cannot just be too scared or too nervous or too shy or too proud to say, hey, I know certain things and I want to share with my other men, my other, friends, homies out there that, what's the word I'm looking for? This statistic of our men not being men, our men not doing what they need to do as men is not true. And I want this platform to be where men can find their voice. I want you to be able to tap into your emotions. Speak love. You know what I'm saying? We teach our sons to be so hardcore and not talk about, their emotion and what they've gone through. And a lot of our men are struggling out there. Okay? And, a lot of our sisters are struggling trying to help our men. And so we need a platform where we can really just like open up and talk and be able to be a little, emotional, and not in a bad way, but be a little vulnerable. There's so many people that I have talked to where it's like, and even myself, for a long time, I was so afraid to let people in because I was like, oh my God, judgment. But at the end of the day, the only person that I'm concerned of their judgment is God. And I've learned to live within my shell. I've learned to, embrace every wit, every quirk about me that makes me me. And I've been able to live freely. Margaret will tell you, I've been able to live freely. I've been able to open up my wings and fly, baby. Okay, because I am so concerned with just what God wants me to do and what he wants for my life and how he wants me to do it, that whatever anybody else have to say, it doesn't faze me. And so I want our men and our women to understand that, we all are here for a reason. There's a purpose for each and every one of us. Yes, you may have not figured it out yet, but there's not a timeline to it. As long as you try each and every day. When I first started Inspiration Speak Love 100, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, until today, I still don't know what I'm doing. Hey, boo, how are you? But what I know is that what God needs me to do, the people that God is going to allow me to minister to touch, to motivate, to inspire, to encourage, those people will be. They will come. And the same as for you. There's somebody that you need to minister to with your life, with your journey, the way you live. They need to know that, hey, you know what? I've been there. I've done that. And we have to get out of that shell of being, hey, Judy. We have to get out of that shell of being so insecure of, oh my God, what is such and such is going to, feel or think about me? When really such and such is going through the same thing. And such wish you were able to notice them and say, hey, I see you, friend. Margaret, thank you for seeing me, friend. Because seriously, sometimes you just need that one person to say, yo, I see you. You're not alone. You know, and I want to be that person that see you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that's why testimony night is so important, because we are sitting on so much gold, which is our life journey. Someone needs to hear what you went through. Somebody is going through the same thing. You know, someone went through homelessness as a man and need to know, hey, I got out of it. Or as a woman, I've got out of it. You know, someone needs to know that, yo, I could do it. It was not, you know, something that was done overnight. But here's are some tools that I, you know, learned over my course of, you know, living that maybe you need to check out or tap into, or you may be doing something right now and you don't realize that you are doing something amazing. And by you sharing that, someone else will be able to say, yo, she's doing that, I'm doing that too. So if it's working for her, it may work for me. And so, man, listen, testimony night, we're going to be here forever, because I want you guys to be bold, be courageous. Your testimony matters. God is not allowing you to go through all the turmoil, all the heartbreak, you know, all the pain for no reason. Someone needs to know, yo, I've been hurt 1,000 times, but honey, I didn't give up. Like, there was an article I was reading the other day where this lady, and I don't know if you guys may have seen it, she got married around like 55 years old. She met her husband around 55 years old. She got married around like 60, and then she had a baby at 64. And I was like, what? I think it was on a Instagram feed, and the feed was, it's never too late. It's never too late to live. It's never too late to say, you know what, I'm not gonna just not love. This lady, she could have gave up on love a long time ago. 50, 55, and then I think 60. You know, she could have said, you know what, I haven't met someone, and so I'm just gonna continue a life. She kept on loving. She opened herself to love. She opened herself to opportunity. She opened herself to the possibility of finding someone, and she did. And I was just blown away, because I was like, whoa, I would have gave up. I ain't gonna lie. 50, 65, I would have gave up. But she didn't. And so that is a testimony in itself, that no matter how old, no matter how young you are, don't ever give up on whatever God has placed in your soul. Like, some people may not understand testimony night, and it's okay. But for those of you who understand what testimony night means, like, you guys have to, you know, participate in it, okay? Anthony, I'm still waiting for you. Ready? Okay. Where you at, Aunt? I think I invited you. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Invite. Ah! Hi, how you doing? He did it! How are you? I know you at work probably, because you know you work. Oh my, you're the best, Anthony. How you doing? Listen, I want the people. Introduce yourself, Aunt.
I'm Anthony Jones. I'm Anthony Jones. That's all I am today.
Okay.
First of all, I am shy, Margaret. They think they know me.
They don't know you, Aunt. They don't know you, Aunt. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're here with us tonight, Anthony. Thank you so much. I know you are a very busy person. You know, you work in a very delicate profession, and thank you for all that you do and everything that you do. Like, thank you. So I really want to know, and I think the people want to know too, what was this life-changing moment for you? Like, what happened?
Well, you know, it cuts kind of personal for me. You know, when you, and I intend to get personal for just about 5 minutes.
Come on.
Okay. You know, relationships, when you choose that person to get married to, you think that person is your world. And I don't intend to come here and, you know, bash the other person or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But when you get married, you are in it for a lifetime, and that's exactly what I was into it for, because I was God-fearing. I still am God-fearing, and I did everything based around what God wanted me to do as a man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was all into honoring my wife, cherishing my wife, and anybody that knows me personally, they know that I am all about my kids.
Yes, you are. You are.
I thought for maybe 12, 13, 14 years, we were doing it right. We were doing the right thing. Wow. And it's just that something happened
I know.
You know, and when a marriage ends, man or woman, you feel like you have failed.
Yes. Speak the word. Preach, my brother.
You know, and even after a year after we had decided that it had ended, even a year after it had ended, I just felt like this big loser, and I worried about everything other than what God said that he could do for me in spite of who I am.
Come on now, Anthony. Speak the word. Preach, my friend.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I worried about my kids. I worried about if she was going to be okay. I worried about if my kids were going to be okay.
Yep.
Even when the judge was saying, you got to pay this, you got to pay that. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that I was this big loser in life.
I feel you.
I decided that God had gave up on me, and there was nothing that God was going to say or do in my prayers to convince me that everything was going to be all right.
Listen, come on now, Anthony.
I went through this 2 or 3 year drought just believing that I had worked so hard Christianity-wise to please God that everything and everybody had failed me, including God.
Woo!
But the thing that woke me up, even when I was going through this 2 or 3 year drought, the one thing that I did not realize is that every day in those 2 or 3 years, my kids were smiling every time I spoke.
Come on now, preach the word, Anthony. Come on now, somebody's listening. Woo!
For 3 years, I overlooked what was more important. You know what I mean? My kids in those 3 years, while I was down on myself, while I was beating myself up,
Yep.
while I was calling myself a loser, I did not realize that every day in those 3 years that my kids were smiling every day.
Inspiration.
And while everybody was going through this pandemic and everybody was sad, everybody was losing their jobs, I just felt like through this pandemic, something happened to me. One day during that pandemic, I just woke up and I said to myself, I am just tired.
Woo!
Feeling sad. There is a God out there
Listen.
who got me this far.
Listen.
And one day last year, I just woke up and I just decided to trust God.
What? Anthony! Come on now, bring the word. Go ahead, brother. Woo! That's a word for somebody.
I don't know what day it was. I don't know if it was morning. I don't know if it was evening. It definitely wasn't night because I work every night. So I'm mad when I have to go to work every night. So it definitely wasn't nighttime. Just one day last year, I just decided to wake up and just to trust God.
Wow. Wow.
You know, and he I no longer cared about what the judges said about child support. I no longer cared about, and you know, there was a time during this 3 year period that I had to sleep in my car. I lost the house.
Look at this testimony. Preach the word, Anthony. We here all night. Come on now.
I had no place to stay.
What?
And even during the pandemic, I got a promotion. I got a better job.
Look!
People were losing their jobs.
Look at God. Come on now.
And I ended up making more money. And it was just God saying to me, you have to wake up, stupid. You have to look and see what I'm doing for you.
Listen.
Some things happen in life where you think you lose, but you don't lose. And it's just God showing you that there's another road.
Come on now, Anthony. You speaking to my soul tonight, Anthony.
And I don't wish any ill will towards she's my ex-wife now.
You gotta bless him.
But the thing that I saw during that 3 year period is that she's not just an ex-wife, she's also an excellent mother. She is an excellent mother.
Come on now, give it to them, give it to them.
And part of my testimony was that I had to swallow my pride.
Whoo!
And I had to not think about her as an ex-wife. The day that I decided to get up and trust God, he allowed me to see all of that.
Listen.
You know, and there are just some things that don't work. There are some jobs that don't work. There are some marriages that don't work. And unfortunately, I was one of those people.
You ain't alone, Anthony. You ain't alone.
But I just want to sum all of this up to say that the day that I woke up He allowed me to see that some things happen for the good. And then he allowed me to see that even though we see bad in some people, there is a silver lining. This woman, she is an excellent mother.
Come on now.
And the things, as much as I love my boys, the things that she does for these boys, I know for a fact.
Come on now. Come on now. Look at this man. Look at this man. If anybody ain't picking this up. Listen, Anthony, you are blessing so many people tonight with your men. Like, you are ministering to us. Come on, go ahead.
You know, and I just want to say to all men out there, you are never losing if you place God first. God is just trying to put you on a different path to let you understand that there are some things that you place before Him. Listen, some things that we cherish. If we say yes to God, there are some things that we're going to lose.
Yes. Yes, that's so true.
There are just some things that He's going to want us to have.
That's true. That is so true.
I'm just saying that after everything that I've been through for the past 3 years, the day that I woke up and I decided to say yes to God, I just knew that there were some things that I was going to lose and some things that I was going to gain.
Let me ask you a question, Anthony, because a lot of people, they always ask me, how do you know? How is it something special that's supposed to happen? Like, what did you feel when you decided to trust God? Because I know it's different for everybody. It's a personal experience, but what can you tell, like, you know, how did it come to you? Like, explain that for me.
Well, the way that it happened for me is I was sad every day. I was depressed every day.
Listen.
And those days that I was depressed and I was sad, I was getting up going to work late every day. I was on the verge of losing my job because I acted like I didn't care about my job.
Okay.
And it just wasn't worth it to be sad and to be depressed every day. And then to say on the side that you trust God, you're just giving other people your energy that you should give to God.
Yes.
And you're putting other people and you're putting that negative energy before God. And He really is a jealous God.
Yes.
Because trust me, when I was putting that sadness and that depression before Him, He was angry. Nothing wasn't moving. But I'm telling you, I wish I knew the day that it was. But I just knew that one day I woke up and I just decided not to be depressed. I decided not to be sad, because the reality is that if I'm going to pray and say that I trust God, I need to show
Listen!
that I trust.
Anthony, you not.
Listen, everybody can pray and say that they trust God, but the actions,
Anthony! Go ahead, you're preaching the word tonight. God!
It takes tragedy, it takes a life-changing event to prove that you really do it. It takes a life-changing event to show that you love God and to show that God loves you. Wow. I took all of this for granted when I was married and everything was good. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep, I feel you.
With my children, everything was good. And when things are good, you tend to take those things for granted.
Come on now. True. That's the truth.
I mean?
That's exactly it.
And unfortunately, it took this life-changing event for God to say to me, listen, you're yelling that you love me in front of people, but you're not proving it.
Wow. That is
and
deep.
I was one of those people.
Listen, you are not alone. That's the thing. And I'm so happy you're able to share that story, because a lot of people, even myself, I was out there, oh, I love God, I'll do anything for God. But when God told me, Josiane, show me, I was like, I'm not ready yet. And when we decide to just do, like you said, action, God opened up the door for me. And God opened up the door for you. Look how you said you got a raise. Everything just started moving.
That's it.
When you just started to... Come on now.
Listen, when these relationships end, we tend to say, she did that, he did that, she did that, he did that. And I think that went on for 2 or 3 years, mainly with me, because I chose not to trust God. I chose to blame, I chose to be angry, and I chose not to trust God. But the minute that I decided to trust God, I
Listen.
I mean, the marriage didn't work, but she really isn't. Listen, do you think that I want to be home every day during this pandemic, putting no children by the computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was not me.
Anthony preaching the.
That's not what I was going to do.
He
I
preaching the
think those children
truth.
would have flunked out of school if it was up to me.
Anthony preaching the truth right now. Oh man, Anthony. That's true.
Even though these relationships end,
That's true.
even though these things end, you just find, and I'm so glad that I was able to find the good in who she is. These children are not going to college because of me.
Listen, Anthony.
You know what I mean?
You a mess, Anthony. I feel you. And you know what is so beautiful about your story is the fact that you are showing that if you decide, if you make that choice and that decision on, hey, I'm going to be different. I'm going to do different. There's a lot of men and women, you know, and I myself in the same situation. I couldn't give the rights or give the, I couldn't give the what's the word that I'm looking for? I couldn't say positive things about my other half. You know, you giving the due where the due is owed. Like, you know, a lot of people would have been bitter. A lot of people would have just stuck in, you know what? This is not going to work. This is, you know, this has happened to me, and stuck there and play victim. You decide to not be a victim in your situation.
Don't get it twisted. I didn't want to give her no credit. I ain't doing it.
He said, but God said, Anthony.
But listen, part of trusting God.
That's true.
If He forgave you, you gotta forgive other people.
Can you say that one more time for me, please, Anthony? You just ministered to my spirit.
You gotta forgive other people.
If He forgave you, we have to forgive other people.
Anthony.
Anthony.
I decided to find the blessing in who Missy was. That's her name, Missy. I decided to find a resolve and find a blessing in who Missy is. These kids will, and the truth is, these kids will never go to college because of me. These boys, when I call these boys, they tell me things about science. They tell me things about math.
Wow.
And even though I went to college, after I learned 2 times 2, I was done with that.
Anthony, it was over.
It was over for me after 2 times 2.
Listen, Anthony.
These boys teach me things that I never learned, and I have no doubt that it's because of their mother.
Wow.
So I'm blessed to have a good mother.
Wow.
For my boys. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm all about my boys.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You know what I mean?
Listen, men, if y'all men are not picking up on the gems that Anthony is giving to you guys, y'all need to replay this and listen to this again. You know, we do not need to be the victim. We do not have to sit in our situation and not be different. Anthony decided to trust God. That is the key testimony point. When we decide to trust God, God will open up doors and He will allow certain things to happen. He will create a different world than we thought that we were living. If you decide to say, you know what, God, I'm done playing games. It was a choice. He opened up to God. And Anthony, man, a lot of men it's very difficult for men to just allow God to move and allow God to just to give range. You know, I know men love to, be in control. How was it for you when you decided to hey, I'm not in control of this anymore? Like, how was it for you to just let go as a man? You know, how? It's very
hard. It's very hard because they're boys. If they were girls, listen, if these 2 children were girls, the manly thing to say is that I would have sent them off with her.
And that's it. You done.
And as long as they were pretty, that would be fine. I'm joking about that part, but anyway. But these were boys. You understand what I'm saying? These were boys. And I had to be very careful. There's a fine line with boys between hating their mother and then these boys finding out that you hate their mother. That's a different life for these boys that I did not want to have of them.
Oh, wow. That's deep. That is
deep.
And
it's deeper than you know because we had problems. And we just did not want to communicate with each other, period. But it was my responsibility because they were boys These boys could have possibly been on the verge of being exactly like me, getting in relationships 20 years from now, and then saying to their wife, well, I saw my dad did this, so I'm going to do it to you.
Preach the word, Anthony. Somebody need this.
And that's not how I grew up. I am very respectful of women.
Yes.
And I want my boys to be the same way. So there was a lot of pride that I had to swallow. Towards the end of that relationship, we were not getting along, period.
Come on now.
There was a lot of pride that I had to swallow. It was not her responsibility to mend this relationship. It was mine.
Woo! Anthony, come on now.
I had boys.
Come on, say that again, Anthony. Come on now. You're talking to the men out there in the world.
It was not her responsibility to mend this relationship. It was my responsibility to mend it because I had these boys.
Listen, this is a man. This is a real man talking out here, you guys. That pride is going to kill. He had to let go pride. If you're not picking this gym up, come on now. Go ahead, Anthony.
And this is the last thing I will say because you know I got to get this paycheck.
Anthony say got it.
Let me tell you something. As a man. Pride will kill everything that you work so hard to gain.
Come on.
Pride will kill all of that.
Wow.
And it was going to kill me. You understand what I'm saying, Josie? It was going to kill me.
Come on. Wow. Give me 3 gems for our brothers out there that you would want them to implement that helped you out in your journey to still being the best version of yourself.
Pray every single day. You know, we get lazy. We don't want to pray every day.
Yeah.
Praying every day is very important. I know you hear it in songs. I know you hear it in Bible. I know you hear pastor saying it and you get tired of you hearing people say it. But it's very important.
It is.
Pray every day. It's
okay.
very important. And when you say yes to God, you gotta be careful because you gotta be willing to lose things that are not right in your life when you say yes to God.
Listen. All right.
And you just have to simply trust God. And the things that you don't have, they are just simply not meant for you to have. Just trust God.
Listen, Anthony, you done fed the village. Come on now.
Listen, but being a good father is on top of all of that.
Being a good father.
Is on top of all of
so
that.
be a good father. Pray.
You have no worth if
Go.
you're not a good father.
Woo.
That's just my opinion.
Woo! Anthony, come on now. We're going to have a lot of men stepping up their game in their fatherhood because of this live tonight and because of your testimony, Anthony. So you said be a good father. You have to pray. Y'all men out there taking notes. Be a good father. Be present.
You have to trust God beyond the grief.
Trust God.
I don't care what you're going through, you have to trust God.
Trust God. 3 things Anthony done left. 3 gems he done left with our brothers to be a good father.
If you're down on your knees and praying, you have no choice but to trust him. What are you praying for if you don't trust him?
Oh, come on now, Anthony. You gotta come to the podcast, Anthony. I need you on the podcast because listen, your experience is what a lot of men are going through right now, and because they are not open to expressing that, they're struggling. They're struggling in silence. And thank you so for sharing that. Like that would.
And let me say this one last thing.
Whew.
You have to be vulnerable to being hurt because you will get hurt in the process.
Come on now, Anthony. I'm done.
You will get hurt in the process. There's no doubt.
Come on now. He just gave us 4 things.
To smile just like me.
Listen.
Everybody probably don't have the devil, but you'll be able to smile just like me.
Listen. Come on now, Anthony. Bring it home for me, Anthony. Anthony done gave us 4 gems. Men, 4 gems. Be a good father. Pray daily. Not every other day. Pray daily. Trust God. Okay, that's a big one. Just allow him, let him to come in and do what he wants with your life. And then the last one, Anthony, what you said, brother? Please say it again.
What did I say?
Be vulnerable.
You gotta be vulnerable. You will get hurt in this life, but you have to be vulnerable to it. Because if you're vulnerable to it, you're going to easily get over that hurt.
Wow.
And People are human. If anybody can come along and hurt you, so you have to be vulnerable to it.
Listen, this was a word tonight, Anthony. You done took me to church. Oh, man.
I didn't even know I was this deep. I want to go back to work.
Anthony, we got to keep on the line for the brothers. You have to come back. You have to come back because, listen.
I will.
Your story, I am blessed. Like, listen, I thought I had put together. You done not only have you blessed me, I hope and I know you may have blessed a bunch and 100 over of men that is struggling, or because of your testimony that won't be struggling with this same issue. Thank you.
But let me just say, I love Josette. I love Margaret. I grew up with those girls. I love them both. And Margaret was right. I am not shy, but I just didn't want to come on. But I love them, and God bless everybody. God bless you, Josie. I got to go back to work.
Thank you so much for being such a blessing, Anthony. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Listen, you guys, that was Anthony, okay? If y'all didn't pick up anything that Anthony just gave you guys, he was vulnerable with you guys. He was open. He was transparent. He allowed his journey, his life, his story to come out and be a blessing to someone. There is someone that is going through this situation, that is going through the same thing he just explained. And you guys have to understand how difficult and hard it may have been for him to come on. But he came on, and he came on to share his story with you guys. This is what testimony is about. This is what you guys are doing. You guys are blessing one another. There's no way Anthony was going to be able to bless someone across the world or someone 1,000 miles away if he didn't allow himself and allow God to just move and come and become vulnerable, be transparent, and to share his story. This is difficult for a lot of people to do. And I am so grateful to you, Anthony, because I know it must have taken a lot for you to come and to share your story. But your testimony has been such a blessing to not only my life. I've gone through the same situation that Anthony was talking about. Yes, pretty old me. You guys wouldn't, believe it. Stay tuned. But he touched so much, situations and so much things that I myself have gone through as a man. He said, and imagine how many other men is going through the same thing. I had to, cut off some of the things that he said. Being prideful is a killer. You think you're protecting yourself. You think you're doing something wonderful by, sitting on this high horse. You're killing yourself. You're killing your blessings. There's a lot of things that God has given to you in life. And because you're so prideful, you're so into yourself that you are not reaping what he's giving you. And you wonder why is this not happening for me, God? Like, why am I not being successful? Why I'm not being prosperous? Or why am I not prospering in certain fields, in certain situations when I put in the work, I put in the sweat, but why is this not moving? It's because pride will kill. Not allowing God to be in your life. Listen, I tell you guys, let go and let God just do what he's doing, because he's going to do it regardless. I would rather open up the door for him to come in without him breaking it. When God wants you and you fight him, listen, Inspiration Speak Love 100, 2017, God gave me this ministry. And from that day on, I kept fighting. I was like, nope, I ain't ready. Nope. And there was so much stuff God had put me through that if simply I had just said, God, okay, I'm going to trust you in this, I would have not gone through half of the things that I've gone through to get to this point today. And Anthony touched so much bases. We have to, if y'all don't remember, write it down. He said, 1, be a good father. You guys don't understand. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, you did not, God, they didn't give you a manual for this. Life didn't say here, like everything else we order online, it didn't come with a manual. But if you try daily, be present, be a good father. And that is to your own standard. This world have you thinking that you have to, buy expensive stuff, take the kids on a bunch of trips. Being present is so important. They're timing me down. But be a good father. Pray daily. Listen, y'all don't have to do the tradition hour prayer on your knees. Allow God, speak to him through your heart. God, I'm going through this. Help me right now in this moment. In Jesus' name, amen. That is a prayer, and he hears it. He understands it, and he gets it. He said also to trust God. Trust God. Allow him to come in and shake up your life. I'm going to come back on live in a second. They're counting me down, and 1. But we're going to go ahead and tune up. If you're on Facebook, you are missing all the action and the participation here on Instagram. You have to become a part of the team on Instagram. Okay, you are missing out on everything if you are not a part of the team here on Instagram. Come on now, somebody. All right now. Okay, so we're back on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, go to All Things Josie Love. We're back in 1. But he said it, allow God to, allow God in your life. Accept what he has for your life. Just accept Christ. And then the last one, what he said, you guys. Someone. Okay, and the last one, he said, what he said here, what was the last one? It was the best one too, Jesus Christ. You see how the devil's a lie? Play too much. Come on now, somebody. But those things, it will come right back to me. Those things are super important for us to really do. I want you guys to understand that. Listen, you are not going through this alone. You are not by yourself. There's people that are here that's going through the same thing with you, and he is just a testament of that. He done shown you that I am a man going through the same thing, and look, I came out of it. I'm as happy as I can be. I'm supporting my unit, my family, and I did it because I chose to do it. It's a choice. A lot of us is just waiting for, deliverance. We're waiting for something amazing to happen. And really, God is saying, hey, I need you to be that person that steps up and show me that you're willing to make the change. You're willing to go ahead and say, you know what? I'm going to be the first. I'm not going to wait until I see someone doing it. I'm going to be the example. I'm going to be the reason why this is shifting. I'm going to be the reason why this is becoming a better situation. And that's what he decided to do. He understood his role. He understood the power that God has given him as a man to be able to come in and shift the dynamics of that relationship. He understood that, if I remove some certain things as pride, if I remove, being depressed, if I remove being sad, I can have and live a better life. I can have a better outcome. And sometimes we are just waiting for someone to just come and save us. And really it's like, you have the key to open up the door. So if there is a savior, he can come in, and that savior, he does exist. And so I'm just so happy. I'm just so honored. I'm just so glad that he was able to be bold, fearless, honest, and he was able to be so courageous in telling his testimony. This is what Testimony Night is all about. You guys, don't be afraid. This is a non-judgment zone. I want you to be a blessing to someone else, and you do not understand what God is going to do in your life, how he's going to shift, the situations in your life when you decide to trust him, when you decide to, allow him to just take over your life. And really, we need to learn how to connect. I was saying this earlier, how, I want to, hear your voice, and I want to, connect with certain people. What he said, hey, pray daily, that is a form of communication with Christ. And we think that, just, going to church is God, see, I'm doing it. No, really taking the time to say, you know what, I need to chit chat, and, doing that in meditation, doing that in prayer is a way in which we stay connected. A lot of people are so afraid to just open up their Bible. Really, God is judging your heart. That's what the Bible said. Check it out for yourself. And so if he's judging my heart, then I need to go to him with everything that's here, because he knows it. And so, this has been such a beautiful testimony. I hope truly in my heart that somebody, men, women, was really moved by this testimony. And I hope you really take a look at your situation. Take a look at what's going on in your dynamic, circle or your life and say, you know what? Am I making the best decision for my unit? Am I making the best decision for myself? Am I allowing myself to be sad? Am I allowing myself to be depressed? Am I allowing my situation to consume me? Or you can say, you know what? I see that I'm allowing all of this, but I'm choosing different. I'm going to choose to be happy, and some days you may wake up where it's like, I don't want to do it today, and take a moment, but come out of that moment saying, you know what, I need to do this, and it's a necessity for you to win. It's a necessity for you to be happy. It's a necessity for you to live your best self. And a lot of people think that materialistic things is going to make you happy, looking a certain way is going to make you happy. Really, the true moment that you realize that your happiness comes from within and the choices that you make in life is when your life will change. And those choices is when you really allow God to just come on into your life, do what he may, when he wants, how he wants, and you're okay with it, because at the end of the day, he would never leave you or direct you into harm's way, and he will never ever allow you to lose. And so I'm just so blessed. Thank you so much, Anthony, for coming on live. Thank you, everybody that supported him in telling his testimony. Thank you for everyone that participated tonight. This is what testimony is all about. I love you guys. I want to see more of you guys next week, Friday, for testimony night. This was such a beautiful message. Once again, I love you guys, like really. I know who you guys are by name or personally, but the love that God has given to me, we are connected. And so in that, I say, be great in all things be great. Until next time, keep loving each other and yourself. Later. Bye. See ya.